I get this question about relationships a lot. Uh, in terms of why they seem to come and go, you know, build and fail so often. And I just think that people are looking for stability. They look for the security of a relationship so that they can be completely vulnerable and open. They want security so that they can be vulnerable. That's an oxymoron within itself. Because there is no such thing as vulnerability without the danger of being hurt. But we want that because being hurt doesn't feel good. So we look for stability. We want that one person that we can just be open to and share ourselves with, our yin and our yang, and be accepted fully and live with that person forever, happily ever after. And I think that that is the reason why so many people are hurting and why so many people fail in achieving the relationship that they would desire, because they have a maybe an unrealistic expectation of what a relationship should look like, or how life, you know, or the direction of life, how it should go in terms of dealing with relationships. We tend to pick our partners subconsciously and sometimes consciously, but subconsciously we pick our partners because they have what we lack. If I'm adventurous, this person is quiet, and I enjoy that about that person. If I'm loud, that person is quiet, or whatever we are. If I'm very structured, and this person is just kind of like free, I'm attracted to that. Or if I'm very free and this person is very structured and grounded, I'm attracted to that. So we tend to find ourselves attracted to what we are not. This whole idea of opposites attract. And what tends to happen is once we find ourselves in a relationship with that person, we want that person to be more like us. So if I'm the adventurous type and this person isn't, come on, let's go out, let's go do this, let's go do that. And when the person doesn't respond the way that you would like to becoming more of who you are, then a resentment builds up. And this happens a lot of times. The things that we love about people, we grow to resent about the same person. And then the relationship falls apart. And then we look for somebody who's different. Instead of looking for what we actually want in a relationship, we look for the exact opposite, or someone who has differences than the person who we were just with, because we don't want that experience again. And we got everything. This person is exactly the opposite of the person who I was just with in many ways. But then they have their own things. And then we do this process over and over and over and over again. And to the point where we can just become exhausted with the whole thing and just kind of settle. I think that people should enjoy the process. I mean, it really takes a whole person. It takes for you to become a whole person to have a healthy relationship with another individual. A healthy, loving, real love, liberating love. It requires you to be whole. The way that we get to wholeness is by experiencing ourselves. And the way that we experience ourselves is by relating to other people and experiences. So, in other words, when you meet someone and you begin to relate and you begin to draw close to that person, and you create a relationship with that person exposes you to parts of yourself that you had never seen before, that you had never experienced before. Maybe a person makes you so mad and they bring something out of you that you've never seen. You say, that's not me. No, that is you. You just never saw it before. Or you experience something new and it brings things out of you that you've never seen before. Or you learn things from someone or from experience, and it teaches you something about yourself that you never knew. It really is the whole purpose of life, to become whole. But we can only become whole through experiences. And some of those experiences don't feel too good. Some of them hurt. Some of them will break your heart. Some of them will confuse you. Some of them will leave you exhausted. But that love that we look for is the most powerful force in the universe. It is elusive. But we can't expect something from someone else that we have not yet given to ourselves. So in order to gain the type of relationships that we want, we have to first have that relationship with ourselves. And you cannot fully love yourself until you fully know yourself. And in order to know yourself, you have to experience things with people, places. You have to be willing to be hurt. You have to be willing to be let down. You have to be willing to be vulnerable, even when you're unsure of how things are going to turn out. That's how you gain the relationships that you desire. And every relationship isn't meant to last forever, no matter how great it is, no matter how hard it is to see yourself without a person. Consider the fact that most people are just passing by in your life, and their job is to drop off a gift. Sometimes the gift feels good. We think about gifts and we think about things that feel good, but sometimes they don't feel good. Sometimes they hurt. But did it teach you more about yourself? Did the experience show you a part of yourself that you had not seen before? I love when new people come in my life, whoever they are. I always wonder, what did you come to teach me? What did you come to give me? What gift? What part of myself did you come to expose me to that I'd never even imagined was there? Once we can open up ourselves that way to be able to see ourselves, we can open up to others. Once we can love ourselves for all that we are, yin and yang, good and bad, light and shadow, then we can love others in that same way. And that's how we build the best relationship.